Hello, my name is Eduardo Moran, and today I'll be presenting to you my presentation where I'll be talking about what we have been reading in class. It's how to improve communication and how to make a better sense of what needs to be improved on between our relationship between a loved one, a friend, and someone very close. So I chose my cousin to be interviewed today, and I chose three specific topics from the readings in our class, and I chose code switching, which is defined as using more than one language in conversations. So it's basically meaning that I've been using more English and Spanish, or we call it Spanglish, and it's been difficult. We use it with other individuals that we know outside of our home, excuse me, and also we tend to give the person a misunderstanding on what we're talking about because it's difficult for them to understand this. And then next is cognitive self-esteem. This refers to your thinking about your strengths and weaknesses. And so my cousin Emily is not such a how do you say she's not such a we're not really close. We're not really close, and it's we never really talk about our differences and how we have our strengths and weaknesses, and this and that's why that's something that we really need to improve because this our relationship is not that close. Selective attention is our next topic, and it's the process of focusing on specific stimuli, or we selective log to some things in our environment and we ignore others that are around. So basically, that is to say, um, my cousin and I are big gamers, and we usually love to play video games. But when someone's in the room asking questions of what's going on, then it distracts us, and we just ignore them completely. If they're just vague questions, then we just don't answer them. So so that's something that we should really improve on, both of us, and that's about it. So hello, this is my cousin Emily. So basically, we'll be discussing three ways of communication that we need to improve. So I chose code switching, and code switching is defined as using more than one language in our conversation. And so when we communicate, we usually talk in Spanglish. Basically, we use English and Spanish, you know, and it's sometimes we use it in other conversations. We use it with other people, and they don't understand us because they only speak one language. So um, basically, I'm asking, what is your view on that? What do you think you should? What do you think we should improve?
Well, I know for obviously I think it's the same case for both of us. Only your Spanish is a little better than mine. Spanish is our first language, but once school started, and once we started watching TV and like getting more into modern times, or keeping up with times, English really did take over.
Mm-hmm.
And
my sister taught me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she taught me.
Well, yeah, English took over because you and your sister, we would always speak in English whenever we were together. We don't know how exactly we picked it up so quickly, but that's what we would primarily speak together.
Yeah, I find it funny though because like our parents would listen to us and they would yell at us, "Speak Spanish!"
Yeah,
speak Spanish.
I think that's with every family. but like today, like now, I kind of regret it because now I'm like, well, I wish I know more Spanish because of work, especially.
Mm-hmm.
I really wish I could help people who only understand Spanish. I wish I could help them easier instead of me struggling to kind of translate for them.
Yeah.
And also to speak with Nana, our grandma.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, how I see it beneficial though is that since Nana does know some English, when I speak to her, it's primarily in Spanish. But if I get stuck on a word, I say it in English and she'll translate it for me.
Yeah.
So, like, yeah, it's, like, not the best way to communicate, but at the same time, like, I'm slowly picking up Spanish words again.
Yeah.
And slowly learning the language again.
Yeah, like, you could forget, it gets out of our mind, and then all of a sudden it comes back at a different time.
And then I will remember for sure.
Yeah. All right, so the next one that we will be looking at is cognitive self-esteem. So basically that it refers to, like, thinking about our strengths and weaknesses. Like, we don't again, like we don't really talk that much. We don't have a close relationship, but
Despite
I mean,
living in the same room.
yeah, under the same roof. So
Well, we're both very private people, so I think that's
yeah,
why we kind
yeah.
of keep to ourselves.
So so I mean, our strengths and weaknesses. Like, what's your point on our cognitive self-esteem?
That's tough for me. I guess that's something I need to improve on because it's not just with you; it's like everyone in my family. I don't really open up to them,
Yeah,
especially with people who I feel like I don't know. I always feel that people have their own issues, so I shouldn't be like putting my issues on top of theirs. So that's why I always kind of keep to myself. I not like that oddly enough with my boyfriend. So but I think it's kind of more important there because like if I do plan on having like because family's family, like no matter
Yeah.
what you're gonna be for each other, you're gonna accept one another.
yeah,
When you're trying to start a relationship with like, I guess like a stranger, you do need to open up a little more.
yeah,
So I do find myself opening up to him, and
yeah.
together we kind of find each other's flaws and we either work on it or
Yeah.
whatnot.
Again, like if it's
Yeah.
someone close, then it makes sense. You open up more. But like
Yeah.
with us, I mean, we don't really talk about our
Well, even
personal
if
problems.
we,
Like
yeah,
we're really close. We're both gamers. We love to play
Mhm.
games, and we just stay locked up in our rooms, and we just play games all the time, and we don't.
like another thing too is like if there is a flaw that we see in one another, we immediately call each other out on it.
Yeah.
And then it's either we kind of just reflect on it on our own, or we just take it as it's just like, yeah, it's something, a bad habit of mine, but family want to accept you no matter what. So it's being like a just laugh it off kind of a deal.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is different for like outside the family. Like outside the family, like they probably don't understand your sense of humor, or they're probably like, oh well, that's not normal for me or whatever.
Yeah. Exactly.
But with us, it's like, oh whatever. That's just how he is.
And then so our last topic is selective attention. So this one is choosing what do we like to listen to. So it's like it's a selective lock onto onto some things, and our environment, and we ignore others. So basically, we go back to the, like playing video games, and we block out people that are asking questions, and they're asking, oh, what's this? Oh, what's that? Oh, what's happening?
I don't know. I find myself like I try to answer their questions, but it's either very vague or I'm just rambling and not making sense.
Or just that their questions don't matter sometimes. And,
yeah, I don't know.
Because like you're so concentrated on the game and like watching the game,
Mm-hmm.
and it turns out to be like, shut up.
Yeah, I'm just
shut up. God, it gets annoying.
No.
So just blocking out people, and it's just and like it makes you better in the game somehow. Like if you're just concentrated, So yeah, so that's basically it. So thank you for watching, and thank you for joining.